There was a time when your days were full, mornings filled with laughter, the hum of life in every corner of your home. You had responsibilities, people who needed you, a purpose that shaped each moment. But now the house is quieter. The days feel different. And in that stillness, a question lingers. One you never had time to ask before. What about me? For years, you gave your time, your energy, your heart. You were the caretaker, the provider, the one who held everything together. And somewhere along the way, caring for yourself became something to do later. But later has arrived. And the world tells you that aging is about slowing down, stepping aside, becoming less visible. But what if that's not true? What if these years are not about fading, but about rediscovering yourself? Because here's what no one tells you. Self-care isn't selfish. It isn't indulgent. It is the foundation of a vibrant, fulfilling life at any age. And it's not about big, overwhelming changes. It's about small, intentional choices that bring energy back into your body, clarity into your mind, and joy into your days. So today, let's begin again. Let's explore 7 simple, powerful self-care secrets that can transform your life after 60. Not routines, not checklists, just small shifts that can change everything. Because no matter where you are in life, the best years aren't behind you, they're waiting to be fully lived. And if you've ever felt like something was missing, like there's more to life than simply passing the days, then you're exactly where you need to be. Here on Elderly Wisdom Story, we share 7 lessons, reflections, and truths that remind you life doesn't end at 60, it begins in a whole new way. So if this message resonates with you, if you're ready to step into this new chapter with strength, wisdom, and a renewed sense of purpose, then I invite you to be part of this journey. Subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Story and join a community of people just like you, people who believe that every day is an opportunity to grow, to embrace joy, and to live fully. Hit the like button if this speaks to you, share your thoughts in the comments, and let's begin this journey together. Secret number 1, movement as a celebration, not a chore. There was a time when movement felt effortless. You walked without thinking, climbed stairs without hesitation, danced without a second thought. Your body moved freely, responding with strength and ease. But as the years pass, movement starts to feel different. Muscles tighten, joints stiffen, balance becomes uncertain. A slow ache, a moment of hesitation, a quiet thought, maybe I should take it easy. Maybe I just can't do what I used to. And little by little, movement becomes something to avoid, something to fear, something that slips further from reach. But what if movement wasn't just about staying active? What if it was about staying independent, staying capable, staying in control of your own life? What if every stretch, every step, every gentle motion was not a chore, but a way to claim your freedom? Because movement is not about perfection, it's about possibility. James, a 67-year-old retired teacher, once believed his best days of movement were behind him. Years of back pain had left him stiff, cautious, and reluctant to push his limits. Then, one day, he tried Tai Chi. At first, the movements felt slow, unfamiliar. His body resisted and used to this kind of motion. But with each session, something shifted. He stood taller, moved with more ease, felt lighter in his own body. His pain faded. His confidence returned. And for the first time in years, he didn't just move, he felt alive. This is the power of movement, not as an obligation, not as something to get through, but as an act of self-care, self-trust, and self-celebration. A gentle stretch in the morning to wake up your muscles. A walk outside to reconnect with the rhythm of the world. The soothing motion of water aerobics to ease tension and build strength. These are not just exercises. They are invitations. Invitations to feel stronger, to move with confidence, to embrace the freedom that movement gives you. Because every step, no matter how small, is a step toward renewal. And every moment you choose movement is a moment you reclaim for yourself. So what's one small way you can move today? Maybe it's rolling your shoulders, standing a little taller, or simply taking a deep breath and feeling the strength within you. Because your body is still yours. Your movement is still yours. And your life, every step, every breath is still meant to be lived. Secret number 2, eating with intention and joy. There was a time when meals were more than just food on a plate. They were moments, gatherings around a crowded table, the warmth of a home-cooked meal filling the air, the familiar scent of a favorite family recipe simmering on the stove. Eating wasn't just about sustenance, it was about connection, comfort, and joy. But as the years pass, meals can start to feel different. The table may be quieter, the routine simpler, and somewhere along the way, food can become just another part of the day, something to get through rather than something to savor. But food is not just fuel for the body, it is nourishment for the soul. The way we eat is an act of self-care, a way of honoring our bodies, of treating ourselves with kindness rather than restriction. It's about choosing foods that don't just fill us, but sustain us, energize us, and support the life we want to live. A handful of nuts that sharpen the mind, a bowl of fresh berries bursting with flavor and antioxidants, a piece of salmon rich in omega-3s to keep the heart strong. These are not just ingredients, they are investments in vitality, clarity, and well-being. Yet, food is not just about nutrition, it is about presence. Slowing down, noticing the textures, the colors, the flavors, letting a warm sip of tea soothe the body, feeling the crispness of a fresh apple, savoring the first bite of something homemade. These small moments remind us that eating should not be rushed or overlooked. It is a gift. And when we take the time to truly appreciate it, food becomes more than a necessity, it becomes a source of joy, a way to relive memories, a bridge between generations. Because in every bite, there is a story, and in every meal, an opportunity to nourish, to enjoy, and to celebrate the life we have. Secret number 3. The healing power of touch and connection. There was a time when touch was effortless, a hand resting on your shoulder in comfort, a warm embrace at the end of a long day, the soft grip of a child's fingers wrapped around yours. Connection was woven into the rhythm of life, found in the shared laughter of family dinners, the steady presence of friends, the unspoken understanding that came with a gentle squeeze of the hand. But as the years pass, those simple gestures can become less frequent. Loved ones move away, social circles change, and the quiet moments of solitude stretch longer. And yet, beneath it all, the need for connection never fades. Because touch is more than just a physical sensation. It is a lifeline, a silent language of love and reassurance. Science has long proven what the heart already knows. A hug can lower stress, holding hands can slow the heartbeat, the warmth of a pet curled beside you can ease loneliness. Touch reminds us that we are here, that we are valued, that we are not alone. Maria, 72, once found herself withdrawing from the world, convinced that the best years of companionship were behind her. But then she joined a senior dance group. At first, she hesitated. Would she still remember the steps? Would she feel out of place? But with every shared movement, every synchronized turn, something changed. The simple act of dancing, of feeling the presence of others, of laughter exchanged between songs, reawakened something in her. She didn't just move, she belonged. Connection is not a luxury, it is essential to the soul. A weekly book club, a regular phone call, a simple touch of the hand when words feel too heavy. These moments hold the power to heal, to restore, to remind us that life is meant to be shared. Even the smallest gestures, placing a hand on your heart in moments of overwhelm, reaching out for a familiar touch, can bridge the space between loneliness and love. Because in the end, connection is what makes us feel alive. And even a simple handshake can be a whisper of something deeper. You are seen, you are valued, and you are loved. Secret number 4, transform your space into a sanctuary of peace. There was a time when home was filled with movement and noise, the hurried steps of children running down the hall, the hum of conversation over dinner, the familiar shuffle of daily life. But as the years pass, the house grows quieter. Spaces that once felt alive now feel empty, and without realizing it, the weight of time settles into every corner. A stack of unopened mail, a shelf of untouched books, a closet filled with things that no longer serve a purpose. The home that once felt warm and welcoming can begin to feel like a collection of things rather than a place of peace. But just as our surroundings reflect our emotions, they also have the power to restore and renew. Michael, a widower, spent months feeling lost in the stillness of his home, the silence pressing in around him. One day, he decided to clear the clutter, not just of objects, but of memories that no longer brought him joy. He moved his old chair by the window, placed a soft lamp beside it, and created a reading nook just for himself. A small act, but one that changed everything. In that space, he found comfort. In that space, he found himself again. Transforming your home into a place of calm and sanctuary doesn't require a grand renovation. A warm glow from a bedside lamp, the soothing scent of lavender filling the air, a cozy blanket draped over a favorite chair. Small details can shift the energy of a space and, in turn, the energy within you. A plant by the window, a shelf free of clutter, a place that feels intentionally yours. These choices are not just about aesthetics. They are an act of self-care, self-respect, and self-renewal. Because a peaceful space leads to a peaceful heart, and the home you create should be a reflection of the life you want to live. Secret number 5. Speak to yourself with kindness. There was a time when the words you heard shaped the way you saw yourself. Encouragement from a loved one, praise for a job well done, the simple reassurance that you were enough. But as the years pass, those voices grow quieter, and what remains is the voice inside your own mind. And too often, that voice can be unkind. The small criticisms, the quiet doubts, the habit of looking in the mirror and seeing only what has changed instead of everything that remains. Without realizing it, the words we speak to ourselves become the story we live by. But words have power. They can lift, heal, and restore just as easily as they can diminish. Science has shown what wisdom has long understood: what we tell ourselves shapes the way we experience life. Helen, 72, spent years doubting her worth, brushing off compliments, and focusing on what she had lost rather than what she still had. But one day, she made a promise to herself. Every morning, she would write down one thing she loved about herself. At first, it felt small, even insignificant. But over time, something shifted. Her posture straightened, her confidence grew, and slowly she began to believe in the words she was writing. Speaking to yourself with kindness is not just a practice, it is a form of self-care, a way to reclaim your inner voice. A simple affirmation in the mirror, a few lines in a gratitude journal, the choice to replace self-criticism with self-compassion, these are not just habits. They are reminders that you are still here, still worthy, still whole. Because if there is one person who should always be on your side, it is you. And you deserve to be your own biggest supporter. Secret number 6. Find purpose in every season of life. There was a time when purpose was clear, woven into the fabric of everyday life. It was in the early mornings, the long workdays, the responsibilities that shaped your routine. It was in raising a family, building a career, being the one others depended on. But as the years pass and those roles shift, the question quietly emerges. What now? Without the familiar structure of work or caregiving, purpose can feel elusive, as if it belonged to a past version of yourself. But the truth is, purpose is not something that disappears, it is something that evolves. Mark, 68, once believed that his most meaningful contributions were behind him. After retiring, he found himself feeling unmoored, uncertain of how to fill his days with the same sense of fulfillment he once knew. But then, an opportunity arose to mentor young entrepreneurs in his community. At first, he hesitated. What could he offer in a world that seemed to move so fast? Yet, with each conversation, each shared lesson, he saw the impact of his words. His experience, once tucked away as memories, became a guiding light for those just beginning their journey. And in helping others find their way, he found something unexpected. A renewed sense of purpose. A reminder that his wisdom still mattered. Purpose doesn't retire. It doesn't fade with time. It simply takes on new forms, waiting for you to embrace it. Maybe it's found in legacy journaling, writing down the lessons you've learned so they live on for future generations. Maybe it's in volunteering, offering your time and wisdom to a cause that speaks to your heart. Or maybe it's in learning something new. A language, a skill, a creative passion you never had time for before. Because life is not just about the years that have passed. It is about the meaning you continue to create. And your story is still being written, so make every page meaningful. Secret number 7. Make joy a daily practice. There was a time when joy felt effortless. It was in the laughter that filled your home, in the simple pleasures of a busy life, in the unexpected moments that made you pause and smile. But as the years pass, joy can sometimes feel harder to find. The days grow quieter, routines settle in, and happiness can start to feel like something that belonged to another time. It's easy to wait for the right moment, the right reason, the right circumstance. But joy is not something to be waited for, it is something to be created, chosen, and embraced every single day. Eleanor, 74, realized this after feeling like her days were blending into one another, each passing without much distinction. So she started a simple challenge with her friends. Every day, they would share one thing that had made them smile. At first, it was small. A kind word from a stranger, the warmth of the morning sun, the scent of fresh coffee. But as the days passed, something shifted. The more she looked for joy, the more she found it. And in that shift, she rediscovered something powerful. Happiness isn't about big, grand moments, it's about noticing the small ones. Practicing joy is a choice. It can be as simple as making a list of 5 things that bring you happiness and committing to doing one of them each day. It can be singing along to a favorite song, taking a slow walk in the evening light, calling a friend just to say hello. Because the best years aren't behind you, they are in every moment you choose to embrace. Looking back, life has been a collection of moments, some joyful, some challenging, all shaping the person you have become. The years have taught you resilience, patience, and the value of love. And now, as you step into this chapter, the most important lesson remains: caring for yourself is not just about living longer, but living fully. Self-care is not a routine, it is a mindset. It is choosing to see movement as freedom, nourishment as an act of love, connection as a necessity, and joy as something you create, not something you wait for. It is speaking to yourself with kindness, transforming your space into a sanctuary, and embracing purpose in every season. These are not just habits, they are expressions of self-respect, self-trust, and a life well lived. But the most important truth of all? It's never too late. Never too late to rediscover yourself, to find new meaning, to embrace each day with open hands and an open heart. No matter where you are in life, there is still more to explore, more to feel, more to give. So I ask you, which self-care practice will you start today? Share your thoughts in the comments because your journey inspires others. And if this message speaks to you, let's continue this path together. Like, share, and subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Story, and let's remind the world that the best years aren't behind us, they are still waiting to be lived.